You are now tuned in to the Windy City Benders podcast. This is WCBP.
All right, it's another edition of the WCB podcast. It's Jarom here again, rocking solo. Took last week off to enjoy the long weekend of Independence Day and Canada Day. Hockey players, we celebrated too, whatever. Yeah, so it's just me rocking here solo. Thought I could tell you the big news why I'm solo. We have a baby bender now. Tanner and his wife gave birth to their son last week or a couple weeks ago, I think now. I mean, my dates all mixed up. So congratulations to Tanner and his wife and the birth of their son. I feel bad for the kid, though, that he has been born into a Hawks rebuild and will not understand what good hockey is. Hopefully by the time he can comprehend things, Blackhawks will have this thing turned around. But the way the rumor mill has been going, as we get closer to the draft, I don't know if that's gonna be possible. What did we miss while we were gone? Colorado Avalanche, Stanley Cup champions. Didn't go 7 games, I won 6. Still a great series, in my opinion. I was very happy with how it turned out. It was still the best Stanley Cup final in a long time. We're not gonna go into it. You guys know it. You guys saw it. Everything it's been talked about. A few things that I did kind of want to talk about really quick with that is watching Byram out there. It's a little tough just because it's kind of got that what if mindset with him. What would have happened if the Hawks selected him 3rd overall instead of Kirby Dach? Unfair judgment, I know. There's a lot of things that go into place, especially the fact that he wouldn't have a Cale Makar type of team around him to really progress if he was on the Blackhawks. People do say that. You think about it, but a lot of people are saying that and taking shots at Kirby for it. And again, I don't want to write off Kirby as a bust yet. I'm really interested to see how things develop under the new coach. That's another thing we didn't talk about. I will bookmark that. The last thing from the Colorado Stanley Cup celebration is celebrations in general. The NHL has the best celebrations in all of sports, from passing the cup around to the parades to the day with the cup. Just seeing the photos and videos of these players absolutely shit-faced celebrating their day with the cup has just been absolutely amazing. I think, though, that if the Stanley Cup comes out of this alive, it will be a miracle because this team is just dropping this cup every opportunity they get. And it started day one before the drinks even started flowing, bringing the puck for the team, cup in for the team picture, and it gets dropped. Nice little dent in the base right away. Switching over to some Hawks talk now. Majority of this podcast will be Hawks talk this day. Just a lot to talk about with the draft coming up. What we missed too real quick is the naming of Luke Richardson. He is the 40th coach in Chicago Blackhawk history. Nearly a decade of coaching experience plus 21 years as an NHL defenseman. Like I said last episode, I mean, you're not going to get a sexy candidate. You weren't going to get one of the big name guys. You were going to look for a guy who may not have got head coach experience yet, but has NHL coaching experience, has been around the league a little bit, developed a little bit more. And that's what you get with him. A lot of high praise for him. I think he might be a good fit. I just don't know if he's just going to be another scapegoat situation. I don't know if they see him as a coach in waiting and get this team through the rebuild. And then if there is one of those sexy coaches available, then he's gone and they bring him in. I don't know. I am excited for it. I am very happy that it wasn't Derek King. I was getting really nervous that was going to be the situation with this coaching search here. So yeah, no complaints here on the coaching front. Where my complaints start, though, is what seems to be a regular theme is the NHL trade rumors. It's no surprise. Blackhawks are in the first round of the draft, which kicks off today. Tomorrow. I'm actually going to post this right away after I finish recording. Kicks off tomorrow. Hawks do not have their pick. They traded for Seth Jones. So everybody and their mother are saying that the Blackhawks are going to trade Alex DeBrincat so they can get into the first round. Again, I think this is a mistake. I don't think trading DeBrincat is a mistake. I think that he is going to get us a great haul. But I think this is the wrong time to do it. This is the wrong draft class to do it unless you can convince Montreal or New Jersey to give up the 1 or 2 pick. I do not think either team has the package available to get DeBrincat. I think that it's going to be very interesting. There was some talks about the Flyers possibly putting a package deal together for him, but they apparently don't want to move their 5th overall pick without moving that pick. I mean, you're not going to DeBrincat. The rumored ask was the first round this year, 2 first rounds the following couple of years, a high-end prospect and an NHL caliber player now. Apparently, there was a team that came pretty close. It was a first-round pick this year, 2 first-round picks, and I think a medium-end prospect. But Davidson said nope, and that wasn't good enough. So I got 2 sides to that. I feel, one, I like that he's standing strong and that if he's going to move DeBrincat, he is going all out and getting the best possible deal for him. What I don't like about that is if that ends up being the best possible deal that he gets offered that he turned down, and now the Hawks are going to be trading a great player for nothing. Now, I'm fully expecting to hit stop recording and have a notification that Alex DeBrincat has been traded. And I'm okay with that. I really am. I love DeBrincat. I love Brinksy Cat. I hope he stays. I hope they find a way to, get what they're looking for picks and all that without moving him. But again, it's the nature of the beast. And I don't understand fully why you would want to move him. But I get it. It's a business and you got to do what's best, especially when you are in the situation that Stan Bowman put this Blackhawk team in by just trading assets and picks and putting us in cap problems and all that. So we'll have to see. More rumors kind of going around is that apparently Seth Jones is being shopped around. And I don't believe that. I love Seth Jones. I think I still don't hate that trade that we gave up to get Seth Jones. I don't like the contract again, but that's a Stan Bowman move. That's not a Kyle Davidson move. That's not a Seth Jones problem. You give me $9.5 million when I consider that an overpay. I'm going to take that 9 times out of the week. I just, again, like DeBrincat though, if somebody wants to take a $9.5 million cap hit and give us some picks and some prospect for it, yeah, sure, fuck it, do it. But that kind of brings you to the goats of the team, Kaner and Taves, who Kane has said that he wants to play with DeBrincat. And if DeBrincat's gone, it doesn't sound like he's going to resign. So that means Kane's going to probably be moved fairly soon too. And Jonathan Taves, who already sounded checked out from this team and frustrated with the direction of what's going on and no clue on what they were doing. It's with his comments about the Hagel trade, he's gone. I mean, he's going to do whatever it takes. He'll probably waive his no trade clause. He'll go anywhere. Blackhawks can get a lot for eating 50% of both those salaries. So you got to imagine that there is going to be a lot of turnover coming very soon. And it's going to be very interesting to see comes October who is on this team. I mean, it's going to probably look like it's early 2000s Chicago Blackhawk team where you had nobody. You have the guys that the true fan, well, I don't want to say true fans, but the fans that have been around way before the Cup parade. You got the ABC line, Daze, like that kind of stuff, like those type of players. You're going to have names where you're going to have to find a way to market them. And between these names possibly being traded the rumors of Strome not even being qualified, letting him walk. I don't know what else to expect from this team. Kyle Davidson did speak to the media prior to the draft coming up to tomorrow. Today he said that it was asked about the goalie situation, and he basically said that they will have a better idea of their goalie situation in the next 24 to 48 hours, aka Peter Mrazek, come on down to Chicago. Tanner's been talking about this. It makes sense. Blackhawks have the salary cap to do it. Toronto needs salary cap relief, so we might as well work with them, take on that contract. I know it's 2 years left, but like you said, you need a goalie. You need a goalie, and Mrazek is not good when he doesn't have a team around him. And if you're really falling for that first overall pick, it's time to do it. Pull it. The question only is what's it going to take to make this deal happen? I think the Blackhawks should get the 25th overall pick, Peter Mrazek, for future considerations, aka beers or the next round of golf. I know that's not realistic. Probably be like a second or third, or maybe both. I don't know. But it's fully expect Peter Mrazek to be wearing the Indian head next fall. The other real news going on, schedule came out. Some key dates for them. The season opener is October 12th versus the Colorado Avalanche. Gonna get shit kicked on that one. Home opener is October 21st against the Detroit Red Wings. It's nice to see original six, original rival all come together for the home opener. Some cool little other tidbits. The longest homestand this season is 7 games. That goes from January 1st to January 17th. The longest road trip is March 16th through the 25th, which includes 5 games. And the Blackhawks will have 15 back-to-back games this season. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. I really don't know what else to say with this situation. And it's frustrating because it's what we expect. I mean, it's a rebuild. A lot is going to happen over the next couple years. It's not going to be a quick turnaround like New York Rangers or the LA Kings. I mean, you're going to have to buckle down. We're in for the long haul, and it's going to get frustrating, and it's going to test fandoms a lot. And I think a lot of people who were around for the heyday of, the 3 cups and all the good times are really going to have to determine if they want to still be here and follow this team more. It really doesn't help with everything that happened off ice last year. And then you're going into this, but you know what? You got to start at some point. It had to happen. Rebuild's coming. It's here. It doesn't have to make sense to the fans as long as the plan is in place to get us back to winning hockey, no matter how long that takes. And I'm thinking it's going to be probably 5 years or so. But yeah, so buckle in. Let's do a quick hockey or Blackhawks Reddit really quick and see if anything else came up as I'm recording, because you know what? Fuck it. If this drops while I'm recording, I'm going to talk about it, but I don't think it's going to. Let's see really quick. Nothing has dropped yet. The last thing that kind of stands out is former Blackhawk Brian Marchment had died unexpectedly at the age of 53. Thoughts go out to his family. He was a difficult guy to play against. One of those guys that you definitely didn't want, or you hated when he was on your team, but you enjoyed him when he was on your team. 17 seasons from 1989 to 2006 with Winnipeg, Chicago, Hartford, Edmonton, Tampa, San Jose, Colorado, Toronto, and Calgary. Yeah, so thoughts to his family. And then I guess switching over to NHL talk here. Russia's losing it. We all knew that what's going on with Ukraine and Russia, but so a lot has happened regarding the hockey world. Goalie prospect Ivan Fedotov was arrested attempting to come to the United States. He was expected to play for the Philadelphia Flyers. I don't know for the just he's a prospect. Probably was going to play for the AHL team, but trying to leave. He was arrested, and because of the KHL team he plays for is considered a military-run team. Him trying to leave, they considered draft dodging. So he was arrested for that, and news like that sends a shockwave through probably all the Russians over that went back to Russia during the off season, trying to figure out what they're going to do, if they're going to come back or if they're going to be allowed to come back. And then today there was like talks that Kirill Kaprizov, God, I need Tanner back to help me with these names. He had tried to return to the United States allegedly. His name is being linked to fraudulent military IDs being sold to players. And he is now wanted in Russia. And it also has come out that he is not in the United States. He still remains in Russia. This is kind of like the Panarin situation all over again, where Russia made, well, I guess I don't know. It could be. Russia made some claims that Panarin assaulted a 18-year-old woman way back when, and were essentially starting the smear campaign against him. And it was essentially them trying to bait him to come back to Russia because of comments that he made about Putin and government over there. If you're in the NHL and you're playing and you're Russian, why would you go home with everything going on? I understand that you probably don't have, you got country loyalty and all that kind of stuff, and you're probably seeing this propaganda that all the people of Russia are seeing, that think what's going on is okay and not true, and what they're doing is what the Ukrainian people want and all this kind of stuff. But I mean, this is fucked. And I'm really curious too to see if this is going to affect, Russian players in the draft. If a lot of people are going to pump the brakes and not take a chance on a Russian player, thinking they might not even get him. They might even come. I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Speaking of NHL talk, a couple other things in the schedule. Arizona Coyotes are going to be playing 20 of their first 24 games on the road, including a 6-game and a 14-game road trip. They are on the road at one point from November 5th, I believe, until December 7th. Arizona State's got dibs on the arena, I guess, for that time period. That's going to be really interesting. Adam Boqvist signs a 3-year deal. 3 years, $7.8 million contract extension. He'll make $2 million next year, $2.6 million the following year, and $3.2 the following year after that. It's going to hold an AAV of $2.6 million against the cap hit. Columbus is also being linked to Coyotes and Chikrin. So looks like they're trying to make some moves and trying to get relevant again. Apparently now Matthew Tkachuk is possibly on the trading block. Don't know if it has to do with Calgary trying to resign Gaudreau, or if it's Tkachuk want to be gone if Gaudreau doesn't resign. There's a $9.5 million range offer per year for Gaudreau, and I believe it's for 8 years. There's a lot of talks about him testing the market to look at Philly and New Jersey are teams that are also really connected with him. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to touch base, get a little info out there before the draft. We'll have to see what happens, and if anything breaks, I guess we'll post something on social, or we'll do some sort of video just to get out there. Next week I'm going to try to get people on here with me. So we're not doing this solo bullshit again. I know these are short episodes and they're probably not entertaining and all that. It's a lot better when I got someone to bounce off with. But hey, episode's an episode. I love to hear what you guys think about, DeBrincat being moved. What do you think about the team? What is the outlook on this team going forward? Are you even interested in seeing what they do this offseason? Do you care knowing that it's going to not be any big name players or standstill moves to make this team better? Or are you just going to go with the flow and just keep watching because it's Blackhawk hockey? All right. So episode 183, we'll see. I don't know what I'm gonna call this. We'll figure it out. I'll post it. Yeah. So make sure to follow us on social media at WCB Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. The Hockey Podcast, the Windy City Benders Podcast on Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Leave a 5-star review on Spotify. Yeah. See you next week. Love you, boys. Bye.
The Windy City Benders Podcast. Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and YouTube. And follow the boys on socials at WCB Podcast.